Totti and As Roma, one beautiful but sad love. 786 matches, 307 goals over 25 seasons. The great man named Francesco Totti has devoted his entire career to AS Roma. Rome is famous for its magnificent artworks, but for the people here, Totti is more than that. Totti's love for AS Roma is pure affection with the highest level of faithfulness. The power of money could not pull him out of the Olimpico pitch. And Totti devoted all of his strength to AS Roma before having to part ways with tears of happiness and sadness as well. Totti was born on September 27, 1976 in Rome, and his family's blood runs rich with a love of Roma. His grandfather, Gianluca, was a crazy fan of Roma who died when Totti was very young. He promptly passed his love for Roma to his grandson, a gift that Totti claimed to be priceless. All members of Totti's family inherited Roma blood from his grandpa Gianluca. The happiest day for the Totti family was the day his father bought tickets for the whole family to watch Roma play. At the age of 7, he had the opportunity to watch Roma play and feel the passionate atmosphere on the field at that time. Since then, it was Totti's wish to wear a Roma shirt, and his wish was fulfilled in 1989. The whole family was very happy when this 13-year-old boy was accepted into the Roma youth team. And after that, Totti was promoted to the first team and made his debut when he was 16 years old. Since then, he has gradually become a bright star of the soccer world and a symbol of Rome's loyalty. Totti's heart for the club is like the name people call the city of Rome, the Eternal City. He is great, not from the trophies or the personal titles, but for the faithful love for the club. For Totti, Roma is everything. In 2003, Real Madrid president Florentino Perez aspired to have Totti. He had the opportunity to play alongside with the world's best players at the time, such as Figo, Zidane, Carlos, or even Beckham. And above all, he would get many titles. He could become the legendary symbol of the soccer world, but Totti refused because he always listened to his heart. Perez acknowledged that not signing Totti is his greatest regret ever. Through 5 presidents and 14 coaches, Totti was still there, playing and protecting Olimpico. He was present in the club's glory days and also in the sad days. Rome is a city of historical sites, a city of royalties and of battles, and Totti is part of it. Roma has a 90-year history, and Totti has shouldered it in 1/4 of its history. He is one of the best number 10s in Italian history and in the world. Even playing in any position, the Prince of Rome always shines. He inspired people. He was the connection, the key player in AS Roma's 2000-2001 championship. Since that championship, AS Roma has never achieved the Scudetto again. Even in the glory days or the sad days, Totti never left the team or the fans. In 2006-2007, Serie A was devastated after Calciopoli. Totti did the unthinkable when passing Diego Forlan and won the European Gold Boots. And AS Roma still stood firmly on Totti's feet when they were in second place in the league. In the meantime, his contemporaries have retired, but Totti was still playing on the pitch. For 24 years, Totti was always concerned and dreamt of Champions League, but played with younger players. He often sat on the bench when his age did not allow him to play much. But Totti still transmitted spirit to his younger teammates. He alone could not revive the team, but he was still a fulcrum for the whole team. Totti could become more and more successful if he moved to a bigger team. Many people thought that it was stupid for him to remain at AS Roma for his entire career, but he ignored all of them and continued to go forward with his life. But when his legs were too tired, he had to stop. In the farewell ceremony, time seemed to slow down, and everyone had the opportunity to look back to the old days, where we could see somewhere the image of a boy walking the ball in the youth team, or when the young man Totti had his first team debut. 24 years later, the world bowed down to say goodbye to the great player nicknamed the Prince of Rome. It was the last time Totti stepped out of the tunnel at the Olimpico Stadium as a player. He waved to the audience, and everyone stood up and clapped, but everyone was sad and they were sobbing. They knew that they will no longer see the Prince of Rome in the football field. For 24 years, tears were more than smiles, but no day was sadder than the day he stopped. But everyone understood Totti will always be here and will always love the team. Totti parted with an emotional speech, but more than anyone else, he understood that his time was long gone. Totti has come a long way. Before declaring his retirement from the pitch, he fought for his dream as a hero. There is only one Totti in the whole world. Then AS Roma gave him a place in the team, so he continued to devote to the club, but life is not like dreams. After a while, Totti decided to resign as the technique director of the team because the American owners of the team did not give him the proper authority. His relationship with the American bosses was not very good. Later, Totti's teammate De Rossi had also left the club after 18 years of dedication. The current people in AS Roma wanted to remove Romans from AS Roma, and they succeeded. Sadness overcame both Totti and the AS Roma fans. Totti still wanted to remain dedicated to Roma, but he had to leave for reasons that were out of his control. However, the things he did for this team were great and will always be remembered. Francesco Totti is forever the Prince of Rome, and no one can replace him. Thank you, legendary Francesco Totti.